Just making it into my top 10 breweries for 2023 was Arpus. But this is actually the first Arpus beer review we've done on the channel. So this is their anniversary beer, triple dry hopped IPA. But what's it going to be like? Keep watching to find out. Welcome back to Rocker's Beer Review. Today we're going to Latvia and this is Arpus. These are, as a Latvian brewery, as I just said, this is their 6-year anniversary triple dry hopped IPA. Now Arpus, they made it into my top 10 breweries for 2023, number 10. But I admitted, if you'd seen that video, that I'd never reviewed an Arpus beer, but I drank about 3 or 4 of them last year. And for whatever reason, I kept drinking them and not reviewing them. So I'm putting that right now just to prove to you that they are a great brewery and they're definitely definitely one to watch out for this year. This is their 6-year anniversary beer. It doesn't say what hops are in it, so we're not quite sure what it is. What's the ABV on it? I'm trying to think what that is. 7% ABV, so reasonably strong for an IPA. Triple dry hop though. We don't see many beers that are triple dry hop. You get double dry hopped, but we don't get triple dry hop. It's quite rare, but it is one of the things that Arpus do. All the beers that I've had from them, I've had a sour beer from them that was good, and I've had two other triple dry hopped IPAs. Very, very good. Really smooth, really thick, lots of flavour. And I'm not quite sure what triple dry hopping does, but you've got to think it's going to make it 3 times as good as it should be if it was an IPA. But anyway, enough talking. Let's crack it open and get it in a glass and see what it's all about. And try and unpack what the hops are, because usually they do. The beers I've had from them before have had the hops on them, but this one hasn't for some reason. So we're going to have to guess them. I think the ones that I had as well before were New Zealand hopped. So we'll see what this one's like. God, just about made that one, but yeah, I poured it really, I thought I poured it carefully and then I must have poured it quickly at the end and it looked like I'd done it and then it suddenly whooshed up. So we've got 3 fingers of head, but let's ignore the head and look at that body. Look at that, thick, yellow, pretty similar really to even the double IPA from the Blood Machines that we had from Rivington in the last video, but this looks pretty good. So let's see if we can get through that head and see what the aroma's like. Yeah, very sort of bright sort of citrus notes. I think that I'm pretty sure there's, I'm not going to sort of stick my neck out and say Nelson Sauvin, but I definitely think there's some sort of New Zealand hop, like maybe a Muteca or Rawaka or something like that, or even some of the other ones, which completely forgot what they are. But the ones are Waima, those sort of ones. Definitely a New Zealand twang, but not really heavy on the grape and gooseberry that you get with Nelson Sauvin. So let's drink it and see what it tastes like. Cheers, everyone. Oh, that is smooth and flavoursome. Definitely a New Zealand hops. What are the flavours though? This is the sort of beer you drink it and you think this is just great. I just want to drink it and enjoy it. Unpacking the flavours, you just know they're good. So I'm getting a little bit of gooseberry, I'm getting melon, I'm getting things like guava. There's lemons and limes in there, quite a lot of lime, a little bit of grapefruit, and there is that, I mean, it's triple dry hops, so you expect a little bit of dryness. It's a fair bit of dryness there, making it a very Moorish beer. Yeah, brilliant. It's got this crispness, a slight little bit of spring onion in there, but not as much as we've had in a lot of New Zealand beers. It's just got that real bright, crisp sort of flavour with that sort of slight lemongrass flavour in there as well. It's a very smooth beer. Sometimes with a New Zealand hop beer, which again, well, I'm guessing, but I'm pretty sure this is. I don't think Nelson Sauvin. I think Rawaka, because it has a little bit of that peppery spice on it, which is a bit more Rawaka-esque. Maybe Muteca, because there is certainly the sharpness of lime. But what you get with some New Zealand hops is that they can be quite. You can get this sort of bitterness that comes in, a very sort of earthy bitterness, which isn't like the sort of bitterness that you get with, say, your West Coast, where you're very much lots of grapefruit, orange, rind sort of bitterness. You're getting a different sort of bitterness here. But with this one, it's a little bit dialed back. It's smoother. It's got a velvety sort of mouthfeel that makes it almost creamy, and that sort of knocks back some of that bitterness. I think, to me, it's the difference between the triple dry hopping. I'm not sure. I mean, let me know in the comments if you know what triple dry hopping, does to a beer. You expect it to get more dryness from it, but it must do other stuff as well. It must amp up those flavours. And why don't we see it more often? I mean, obviously you expect it's another process. If you're dry hopping, then you're double dry hopping, and then you're triple dry hopping. I don't know. I'm not a brewer. I don't know exactly how that works. But I would have thought that it's a little bit more of a lengthier process. And so that's why a lot of breweries don't do it. But it does seem strange that in Latvia, triple dry hopping is all the rage. So Arpus Brewing 6-year anniversary triple dry hop IPA. This is a cracking beer. It's up there with the other ones I've had. I'd almost say it's better than those. Yes, it's got those hops that I like, but it's smooth. The body is a real star of it. The flavour seems to be more amplified. It sits around, but it doesn't outstay its welcome in the earthy bitterness that you get sometimes at the end. You get a very pleasant aftertaste of sort of citrus, lemon rind, lime rind, a little bit of grapefruit, but it's very pleasant. It's not veering on that sharp bitterness that you can sometimes get, or the earthiness about it. It's a very smooth beer, and I think it's cracking. And I think they're absolutely a cracking brewery, and I will continue to buy more. I'm hopefully going to buy a smoothie sour from them, because the sours were really exceptional as well, the last one I had from them. But yeah, great beer. Let me know if you've had any beers from Arpus, any beers from Latvia, and let me know what you think of them. I didn't get many comments on my top 10 breweries about Arpus, but I'm interested to know what you think if you've had Arpus beers. They are around, it's not as if they're like an obscure brewery that you can't find. You do see them in the bottle shops. You do see them in in the online bottle shops as well, the bigger ones. So it's not as if they're a very obscure brewery. And I think they're probably one of the leading lights really of the Latvian craft brewing community, I would say, or scene. Yeah, so definitely good. But let's get some scores. Okay, the scores are in for this Arpus triple dry hopped 6-year anniversary beer. 7%. We think it's New Zealand hopped. We don't know exactly. I reckon Rawaka, maybe something else like maybe Muteca, but maybe also another sort of Waima or something like that. There's definitely New Zealand, but I don't think Nelson Sauvin is in this. It's not quite got that big, great flavour. But let's go for the scores, starting with aroma. Appearance. Flavour. Value for money. Yeah, these are pretty good value, just about, I think it was about £5, this beer. And finally, my overall experience. Totting the scores up, we get a total score of, yep, it's a highly recommended. We're cracking in these highly recommended beers in 2024. It's another great beer. It's got the sort of hops I like. It is a New England IPA. You can't look at that and say that isn't a New England IPA. But it's a very good example, and Arpus make great beers. So watch out for Arpus. Really good beer. Hopefully I'm going to be drinking a few more on the channel just to prove to you that this isn't a one-off. They do make consistently good beers. But let me know what you think of the Latvian, if you've ever had anything else from a Latvian brewery. Can't think of any other breweries that spring to mind from Latvia, but I'm sure there's plenty out there. Let me know in the comments what you think of those sort of beers if you've had them before. So please like the video. I will say this on the end of every video. Please like it, subscribe if you're not a subscriber. Lots more beers. We've completely not done dry January because that's just rubbish. And we're just sort of just moving on, really, you know, because if there's people out there that are probably thinking, oh yeah, I'm not drinking beer, but I like to watch videos so I can think about what I'm going to have into February, then obviously, you know, I'm there to provide a service for you guys. See you in the next one, and you know what you're going to do. Drink good craft beer and keep on rocking.